Hi, I'm Alex Weaver. Welcome to Movement Mondays. This is my assistant coach, AD Waffles Weaver, who is hiding over there. For today's class, hello buddy. For today's class, all you'll need is a yoga mat or a towel, just something that's comfortable enough for you to lay on the floor and do exercises on. You'll need water, and then a chair or a bench or something sturdy enough to support your body weight. So I'm going to make sure everything looks good with the stream. We'll get started here in just a few minutes. All right, cool. So for those of you who are just joining, for today's class, all you need is your yoga mat or a towel, just something that's comfortable enough for you to do exercises on and lay on yourself, water, and then if you have a chair or a bench that's sturdy enough to support your body weight, that would probably be helpful for this class today. Awesome. So like we have for the last few weeks, we're going to start today's class off with some breathing. So let me adjust the camera slightly. Perfect. Okay. So find a comfortable seat. You want to sit nice and tall. So for this breathing today, we're going to do, come here. Good boy. So for today's drill, we're going to do box breathing. So box breathing is all sides of the same length. Sorry, I'm a little distracted right now. So you'll have your inhale on one side, your inhale hold, your exhale, and then your exhale hold. So those are the four sides of the box. So for today's purposes, I'm going to let everyone kind of determine what the length of each side of their box is. So what that means. So if you're starting with 3 on your inhale, you're going to do 3 all the way around. So you do a 3 count inhale, a 3 count hold, a 3 count exhale, and a 3 count exhale hold. So that's, you heard that correctly, a exhale hold. So then you go back through the cycle, 3 count inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So that's kind of the starting cadence. If you feel like 3 seconds is too short, you can bump it up to 4. If they feel like 4 is too short, you can do 5, and so on and so forth. The only thing is you have to keep all of the sides of the box the same length. So for most people, the limiting factor is going to be that exhale hold, and that exhale and the exhale hold. So maybe start with a number lower than what you think you might work up to. And at the end of the 2 minutes, you might find yourself doing like a 5 by 5 box, and maybe starting with a 3 by 3. So, okay, so find yourself a comfortable seat. Remember, when we're breathing deeply, we're breathing through our nose if possible. We're breathing into our belly so we can really feel your belly expand. If you want, you can actually put your hands on your belly for this. You might also feel your lateral ribs expand, your low back, and then your chest rise. So really trying to breathe deeply so that the diaphragm is moving down to make space. Okay, so I am not going to count for the next 2 minutes because you're going to do this at your own cadence. So again, whatever count you choose, all sides of the box are going to be the same. So inhale, for example, 3 count, hold, 3 count, exhale, 3 count, hold, 3 count, then back to the inhale. So go ahead and give it a try. So let's all take one cleansing breath. So, and then go ahead and start with the box count of your choosing. So we're just now hitting the 2-minute mark. So go ahead and come back to your normal breathing. Just notice how you feel. You might feel more calm, you might feel a little sleepy, you might feel energized. But either way, just notice how you're feeling. And we're going to start with the warm-up here. So if you are not already seated on the floor or on the area in which you're going to work out, go ahead and make your way there. So we're going to start with some cat-cows today. So hands are going to be under the shoulders, knees are going to be under the hips. You're going to inhale, look forward, drop your belly, and then exhale, round all the way through. Pull your spine up to the ceiling and bring your chin to your chest. You can also switch the breathing pattern here, but you want to move with your breath. So whether you're inhaling or exhaling, move back and forth with your breath here for 5 reps. So staying in that tabletop position. So you're going to come to a neutral spine, so a flat back. And then we're going to extend opposite arm, opposite leg for 6 reps per side. So inhaling to come out, exhaling to come back in, and switch sides. Perfect. So go ahead and flip on over to your back. So you want your feet to be hip width apart, shins facing forward. You can tuck your shoulders, so bring your shoulder blades down and back so that they have good contact with the ground. Hands can rest at your side. You're going to engage your core. So either think of pulling your belly button towards your spine, or maybe even pulling your ribs and hips towards each other. And then you're going to engage your glutes and hamstrings to come up for a glute bridge, hold for 2 seconds, and then back down. So we're going to do a set of 12 of these. Hi, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. So when you finish those, go ahead and come to a seated position on your mat. So it doesn't matter what kind of seat, as long as you're sitting up nice and tall. It seems like our assistant coach is very active today. Why don't you go lay down somewhere, huh? Not on top of me. Okay, all right. So if you're working out with pets, you understand the struggle right now. So sit up nice and tall, extend your arms out. You're gonna do arm circles forward. 80. Do not. Here you have it. Working out with pets. Okay, do you want to leave? Can we go inside? I didn't think so. So arm circles forward. He has one more chance to improve on his coaching skills, or he's going to have to leave the gym, I think. And then shift to backwards. You can vote in the comments whether or not you'd like Coach Amy to stay for class today. He's trying very hard. All right. Awesome. So roll those shoulders out. You can drop your arms. So start rolling the shoulders backwards, few reps. And then go ahead and switch. Maybe roll them forwards. And then go ahead and stand up. So you're going to want your feet to be hip width apart. And we're going to come down into a deep squat. So sit as deep into the squat as feels okay for your body. So if your squat doesn't look like mine, that's fine. If your heels are coming off the floor a little bit, that's fine. But what you want to do is keep your elbows on the insides of your knees, push out against your knees if you can, or you can bring your hands to the ground, or maybe hold onto your feet. It's up to you. So just sit in that deep squat, whatever that looks like for you. Shift a little side to side, and then come on up into a hamstring stretch. You can bend your knees a little if you need to. It's okay if you're not touching the ground. Just hang out here for a few breaths and then come back down into your squat. So again, shifting the weight a little bit, maybe opening up the hips, trying to keep that chest up. So try not to cave in into a ball. Try to keep your chest up in this position and then roll back on up to your hamstring stretch. Maybe wiggle the hips side to side a little bit, and then come all the way up, walk to the edge of your mat or the edge of your space, and then we're going to come into a plank position. So I'm going to give you 2 variations for this movement. Whichever feels best for you is what I want you to do. So you can do knee on the ground or knee raised. You're going to bring one leg forward. So it's okay if you're putting this knee down. And then rotating, opening up, and then coming back. Switch, which leg is forward. Open up. Again, back knee can be either elevated or on the ground. It's up to you. We're going to do 3 per side. Perfect. All right, so go ahead, stretch out anything else you feel like you need to stretch here. Maybe spend a few minutes here in child's pose. Maybe do a little calf stretch. Most people can benefit from a calf stretch. You can take your foot, put it against a wall or a chair, lean, play around with whether or not the knee is locked. See how that feels for you. Make sure you're taking some deep breaths. And switch sides. All right, you're evicted. Come on. Come on, let's go inside. I'm sorry, everyone. Coach 80 is being evicted from the gym. Bye, buddy. Go. See you later. Thank you. All right. So, go ahead and finish stretching anything you need to stretch. And we're going to start today with circuit 1. So we're going to do this like we have been doing the circuits. So I'm going to walk through each movement in the circuit, and then we'll do that movement, and then I'll show you the next movement, we'll do that movement, etc. The second time through the circuit, we will not have breaks, so it'll be like more straight through. But the first time you'll get some breaks while I'm explaining the next movement each time. So go ahead and grab a sip of your water, and then I'm going to start talking us through circuit 1. All right, I'm also going to turn the fan up. Okay, so first thing in our circuit today is actually going to be either walkouts or wall push-ups or incline push-ups. So what that looks like, walkouts, we usually use these in the warm-up, but they're also really great for a number of things, but they're also really great as part of your actual workout. So walkouts, you can bend your knees as much as you need to, walk your hands out into the plank position, and then walk all the way back, stand up nice and tall. If you're feeling extra fancy, you can add a push-up to the bottom of your walkout. So you can walk your hands out into that plank position, do a push-up, and then come all the way back up like so. Second option, wall push-ups. So hands are going to be a little lower than you might think. You want them to end where your armpits are. So coming in towards the wall, almost like you're going to give the wall a kiss, and then coming back. So with both wall and incline push-ups, you want to make sure your elbows are out at a 45-degree angle. So not up here, not down here, right in the middle. So incline, you can use a chair or a bench. I'm going to show you with this bench. So you can put your hands like this, come in, and press away. So modify these according to what feels good to you. And we're going to do 45 seconds. So you can always just do the walkouts without a push-up. You can do walkouts with a push-up. You can do wall push-ups, or you can do incline push-ups for this next 45 seconds. So let me just... All right. Okay, so 10-second countdown. I will be demonstrating walkouts with a push-up. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so next up we have swimmers. So we've done cobras, we've done super people. Swimmers are almost like a mix of a cobra or a super person with a bird dog. So you're going to be laying on your stomach, arms and legs extended out. You're going to lift opposite arm, opposite leg off the ground. So right arm, left leg, back to the floor. Left arm, right leg, back to the floor. So we're going to just alternate sides. You can take your time with these. Inhale as you come up, exhale as you come down. So don't feel like you have to rush through these. And you can also pause for a second at the top, so when you come up. But take your time with these. So 45 seconds, 10-second countdown. And go. Great job. All right. So next up, we have skaters. So you can do these on the floor or you can do these on a mat. Just make sure whatever you're doing them on doesn't slide around. So you have a couple variations here. You can start with like a kind of a walking skater where you're just stepping side to side. So not a lot of jumping action happening. If that feels like it's manageable and you want to make it a little harder, you can make that step a little further out, get like a tiny hop going. And then as you get more comfortable, you can maybe lean a little bit more into that and load and unload off the leg you are landing on. So nice and slow, or excuse me, nice and quick, not slow. So whatever variation feels good for you. So if you're starting at just shifting back and forth like this, that's great. Whatever feels good is what I want you to do. We're gonna do 45 seconds here. A 10-second countdown. Go. And try to land softly as well. I failed to mention that. Great job. Okay, so last but not least for this round, you have a couple options. Number one, static plank. So static just means holding. So your plank can be on your hands or your forearms, up to you. And you can start in a kneeling plank or in a full plank. You can take breaks as you need to. If you feel like you can do a plank on your hands for at least 30 seconds, you can try switching between plank and downward dog. So what that's going to look like is starting your plank position, pushing back, shifting, and then coming back forward. So if you feel like you can do this comfortably, you can also add in opposite leg taps. So each time you shift, tapping the opposite shin. So again, scale this to be the intensity that you want for this workout, and also pay attention to what your body is telling you. 10-second countdown, we have 45 seconds here. Great job. So grab some water and then we're going to repeat that whole circuit again. So I don't know how everyone else is feeling, and unfortunately the only way you can respond is in the comments. So I understand if you choose not to respond in the comments. However, this has been a very Monday, and I personally am feeling very tongue-tied today. So, and Katie is apparently feeling a little bit of cabin fever, as you could see earlier. So, yeah, just I'm glad you're here, and yeah, I'm just glad. I'm thankful for everyone who does this class. All right, so let's start circuit one from the top. So we have walkouts, or wall or incline push-ups. We have swimmers, we have skaters, and then we have plank to downward dog taps, or any static plank variation you want. So let's rest for like 15 more seconds and then get started. All right, so Get ready. We're doing 10-second countdown. We're starting with walkouts or wall or incline push-ups. 10-second countdown. And go. Great job. Okay, so next up we have swimmers. So you can go ahead and lay on your stomach for these. Remember, you are lifting opposite arm, opposite leg. You don't have to rush through these. Take your time. Try to pay attention and feel what's happening in your body for these. You should be squeezing your glutes. You might feel some low back activation, but try to really get a good contraction of the muscle with these as opposed to just rushing through them. And again, inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down. So 10-second countdown. Go. Great job. So next up we have skaters. I'm trying to decide if I want to move my mat this time. We'll stick with it. Okay, so again, if you are going side to side on your mat, just be aware. Mine slid a little bit, but not too much. But just don't accidentally slide across the floor and wipe out right now. It will not be fun. So, okay, 10-second countdown. And go. All right, great job. So last but not least, we have plank to downward dog taps or whatever plank variation you'd like to do. So, ten-second countdown. Go. Great job. So grab some water. I'm going to give us a few seconds to rest, and then I'm going to talk us through our second circuit here. I also will add, full disclosure, earlier today, I accepted a challenge rather, where I would do a certain number of push-ups and a certain number of squats for every $1 donated to a org's fundraiser. And so I had to do 60 squats and 40 push-ups, and I did them very quickly in the span of 5 minutes, kind of broken up into chunks. So if I seem like I'm a little more tired than normal right now, it's because I am. So all that to say, wherever you are today, whether you happen to do a lot of push-ups and squats earlier today and now you're here, or you're just tired because you had a long day, make this workout what feels good for you, and don't stress about getting everything perfect. Just try to focus on feeling good in your body. So, speaking of, I feel like it's rude of me to say to feel good in your body and then also say the word lunge in the next sentence, but we're going to do some lunges. So, you have multiple variation options here, and if lunges aren't for you, you can either do standing high knees or you can do step-ups. So, really up to you. But for the folks who like lunges, so you can either do a reverse lunge, a forward lunge, or a lateral lunge here. So I may alternate depending on how tired my legs are between lateral lunges and reverse lunges, but I'm going to demo all of them right now. So forward lunges, you're stepping forward, you're creating two 90-degree angles here, you're keeping your core engaged, and then you can either step back or you can step all the way through and then like walk back, and then again, opposite side. Reverse lunge, same thing, but in reverse. So you are stepping back into your lunge, and then it's easiest to come forward out of that. You can alternate legs. Lateral lunge, nice wide stance. You are shifting over and sitting into your hip, coming back up, shifting over, sitting into your hip, coming back up. So each rep really getting into your hip. So again, any of those three options is cool for me, or you can do step-ups or high knees in place. So actually you don't have to grab anything. I need to grab them. So 10-second countdown, your choice here. I will be demonstrating lateral lunges this round. And go. Great job. Okay, so next up we have a rotator cuff drill. Oh, it looks like the internet cut out for a second. Okay, I think we cut out for a second. Looks like we're back. So next up we have a rotator cuff drill. You can do this seated, so you can sit on your mat or on a chair, whatever feels best for you. So we're going to start with our arms like a football field goal. And then we're going to keep our elbows in the same place and slowly rotate our hands as far as we can without moving our shoulders or elbows, right? So we're not trying to like move the arms here. We're trying to just rotate, keeping the elbows in the same spot. So for me, this is like the end of my range of motion. For you, it might be a different spot. It's going to look a little different for everyone, but You'll know when you hit that dead end because that's going to be the point at which you can't move further without rotating your shoulders up towards your ears. So what we're going to do for this drill, we're going to start here. We're going to rotate to that point, that's the end of your range of motion, and then slow and controlled, squeezing your shoulder blades, come back up. So we're going to do 45 seconds of this. I promise you, if you really focus on squeezing your shoulders and playing with that range of motion, you're going to get a good burn with this. So if you think that you need to hold weights for this, I would urge you to not the first round and instead just use your hands, because you'd be surprised how spicy things can get with just your hands on this. So 10-second countdown. And try to keep that core engaged and sit up nice and tall for these. And go. And slow and controlled is the name of the game here. So slow and controlled. You also might have one arm that has slightly more range of motion than the other. Again, normal, bodies have lots of variation. Nothing to stress about, just honor your body's limits. Okay, so next up we have Russian twist. You can stay on the ground if you're already there. If you aren't on the ground, go ahead and get on the ground. So Russian twist. You can either have your heels on the ground or feet lifted. It is up to you. So you're going to lean back slightly, keeping your core engaged. So I'm starting here, I'm leaning back, I'm feeling my core engaged, and I might lift my feet off or I might keep them on the ground. Either way, I'm going to pretend I'm holding an object. Maybe I'm going to hold a yoga block if I have one, which I do. So you can hold a yoga block or you can hold nothing. You're going to take that object and come over to the side, back to center. Over the other side, back to center. So you can make this a more fluid motion. You can extend your arms more for more of a challenge. You can keep it closer to your body. It's really up to you. You can play around with this to make it harder or easier. If you choose to lift your legs up for this, it is definitely harder. So if you find this drill to be really difficult, drop your feet. And also you can take breaks by taking your hands, grabbing the back of your thighs to come back up. So 10-second countdown here. And again, slow and steady with this. You can go as fast as you want, but it's going to be a long 45 seconds if you do. And go. Great job. So last but not least for circuit 2, we have a wall sit. So wall sit, you can break this up into 15-second increments. So I will shout out every 15 seconds. What you are going to do is find a spot on the wall that you can press your back into. You're going to sit to create a 90-degree angle at your hips, 90-degree angle at your knee, and then feet probably around hip width apart, maybe a little narrower, maybe a little wider. So we are going to hold in that position for up to 45 seconds. But like I said, I will call it every 15 seconds. So maybe for today, you just do 15 seconds, you rest for 15 seconds, and then you rejoin for the last 15. Or maybe you just do 15, or maybe you do 30. But work with your body here. We have 45 seconds of potential Even the remote control is like, it is Monday and I don't know how to do this. All right, so 10-second countdown. And go. So you're at 15 seconds. $30 seconds, so 15 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, so grab some water. We're going to repeat that whole circuit. And we got a couple more things, and you're done for today. Okay, so about 30 seconds of rest here, and then we are starting circuit 2 again with lunge variation of your choice. So I did lateral lunges last round, so maybe I'll switch it up. I'll probably do reverse lunges this round. So you'll see me doing something different this round. All right, so back to your exercise area. 10-second countdown. And go. All right. So next up, we have the rotator cuff drill. So you can have a seat on your mat, or the floor, or a chair. All right. 10-second countdown. And go. Great job. Okay, so we have a Russian twist and a wall sit left in the circuit. So again, remember, feet on the ground to make these a little easier. Take breaks as you need. It might be helpful to find a more moderate pace rather than the fastest you can go for these 45 seconds. And 10-second countdown, and we will start. And go. Great job. So last thing for this circuit is our wall sit, and then we have 2 more things and you're done for today. All right, so just like last time, I'm gonna call out every 15 seconds for you. So do the amount that you think feels best. 10-second countdown. And go. Fifteen seconds. Thirty seconds. And rest. Great job, everyone. So, a few things left here. So we're going to do a set of leg raises for 30 seconds, or leg lowers, leg raises, either way you look at them. So you have the option of doing both legs or one leg at a time. One leg at a time is going to be a little bit easier, so let me demonstrate. So you want to lie on your back. It's helpful to put your hands under your butt. Both legs are going to come up. You can just, if you're doing single leg, you're going to drop one leg, bring it back up. Other leg, bring it back up. You're trying to keep your core engaged so that your back is not arching. So if your back is arching like crazy, you want to pull that core in and make sure that you're keeping it flush to the ground. If you feel like you want a little more of a challenge, you can do both legs. But again, keep that core engaged so that you aren't getting an arch in your low back. So 10-second countdown. We're just doing 30 seconds here. And go. All right. Last but not least for today, we have a side plank for 30 seconds per side, and then you're done. So side plank, real quick. 2 options here. Well, actually, multiple. So number 1, half side plank. Knees are stacked and bent. You are on your forearm or your hand. You are coming up to make a straight line with the side of your body, which would also look like this. Holding for 30 seconds. Full side plank. Feet are extended. They're either in a kickstand position, so one for the other, or stacked on top of each other. Again, coming up onto either elbow or your hand and holding. So again, you can kind of play around with your feet to make it harder or easier. The hardest position is going to be feet stacked. Again, you can also play around with whether you're on your forearm or your hand for these. So we're going to do 30 seconds per side, and then we are done for today. And go. And last thing of the day. So switch sides, 10-second countdown. So keep focusing on your breathing here, last thing of the day. And you are done. So thank you for coming to Movement Mondays. As always, I'm Alex Weaver. This class happens every Monday at 6 p.m. It is sponsored by Thunder Mist Health Center. Thank you, Thunder Mist. And yeah, so I hope to see you at future classes. And thank you to all who have been coming to this class. And hope to see you all next week. Bye.